Master, we hope to welcome you, the ocean of love and sunshine in our lives.
The Master don't do it for honor and glory. They do it because they love. They love all beings. I still continue to do whatever good for humans and all beings on this planet and other planets as much as I can, regardless of what they think. Humans have to change, have to improve, have to know what's right, what's wrong, and act on the right thing. The power of thought and desire is very, very, very strong. It will not be deleted with time or space. The negative shadow world, that's why it spreads so fast. Because we desire so many things. So beware of what you want. Beware. Be noble. Think noble. Want only God.
Master, on a happier topic, we would love to hear more about some of the interesting phenomena that happen in your life. Like, for example, the story about the moon that stayed in the sky for so long for you, or some other phenomenal things that happened in the earlier days, or maybe even before you became a master.
Okay. Well, so many things I don't remember, like, for example, if somebody say, I was wearing Tibetan nun's robe, and I was going somewhere, and one of the guys, I have a bell in my hand, some of the bell at that time, it belonged to the Tibetan tradition, and I just put it there on the table, yeah. And some of the guy who don't believe in much and say, oh, God, there's no miracle, like the bell, if you put it there, it will never ring by itself. And the bell rings.
Wow, Master.
Yeah, just now you asked me, I just remember that. Yes. Yeah. For example,
That's so nice.
The bell sit there for a long time quietly on the table. When after you say that, it rings. Yeah? Yeah. And then, for example, I'm invited somewhere to give a speech. And in some like Tibetan community, temple or something like that. And then the microphone or the thing doesn't work. And he said to me something like, okay, it doesn't work. Can you do something? So I'm being modest, I say, oh, we pray to your master. And immediately it works like that.
Wow, amazing, like Master.
Yeah, for example, yeah. The moon, we have a lot of the residents that with me at that time would tell you better this. The moon just stay there for hours on end, don't move, because we're singing and we have bonfire and we live simple at that time. We just 2-3 people sleep in a tent because we don't have enough money to buy one each. And we just, because of the nice weather, we come out and the moon is there, so we sing in and make fire and roast potatoes, stuff like that. We didn't have good food, so we just roast potato and some apple to eat. And then the moon would sing in song, and then the moon just stay there forever. On top of that mountain, how long, like, okay, the mountain is like this and the moon stay like this, about the distance.
Yes, Master.
Like maybe half a meter or 2 meters, for example. 2 meters. Then just stay there forever, just 2 meters. For a long time. Because we were thinking if the moon go down, then we will go to sleep. But it doesn't go down. So we kept singing and then we realized, oh my God, the moon doesn't go down. So it's too long already. Maybe we should go to sleep and then we don't have to wait for the moon then because it doesn't go down. And then we start to pack and then extinguish the fire and then pack and go, and then the moon, woof, go down, just like that.
Wow.
1 second, zoop. So my earlier disciples, a resident, they could tell you, but there's not much for that. Another time I came back from America to a house in Spain, and then the moon really smiles so beautifully. Normally you don't see a face in the moon.
That's amazing, Master.
But it was a face there and the smiling. I didn't even notice until one of my assistant told me, his name is Stephen. You can ask, He lives in Costa Rica, Stephen. Yeah, he told me, Master, look, the moon is smiling at you. And I said, oh, yeah, it is, huh? And then we keep sitting there and looking.
That's so nice.
There's another people there, but I don't remember. Well, were you there? No? Oh, who was there then together? There's another person, yeah. But I just remember Stephen is the one who told me, look at the moon, Master, he's smiling at you. And I looked, really, it's a smiling face. So big. Like, like the smiling face, the mouth just go to the ears. And we just sit there and look at, and smile forever, until we drop like sleepy. And then go inside the house. It's still smiling outside. The moon's still smiling when we went to the house. Many hours later on.
Wow, that's amazing, Master.
Tired, need to go meditate. Okay, I like that. It's like that. Whenever I go back to that house, all the seagulls wake up from the sleeping. No matter what time, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, midnight, they come out of nowhere from the mountains around. Then they circumambulate on the air around me. Oh, so many long time. So, for hours. Until I tell them, please go to sleep. Thank you for the welcome, but please go to sleep. Or I have to leave the seat and go inside the house to sleep.
Wow. Master.
All the time, that house, all the time. And there's another place in France. I have a witness. One of your brother knows it. His name is Danny. When I was in a house in France, we rented it from one of the French disciples and paid, if I rent from disciple, I always pay. And it was in winter and it's still snow outside. Snow is, you can see it on the ground outside still. But all the birds singing all night long. All night long. And then later the house is too packed with so many people. So I went out to rent a little apartment for myself. And as soon as I left them, they don't sing anymore.
Wow, amazing.
So when I come back to visit them, we live nearby, I come back every time visit because the birds, the dogs, they come back every day visit. And they told me, even your brother, Danny, he told his dad, the dad also lived there. The brother who said, Dad, the birds don't sing anymore. And then when he came back, he told me that. He said to me, I told my dad, the birds don't sing anymore at night. I said, yeah, but they do sing. They sing at my apartment. How come you say don't sing? They still sing. They said, no, but they don't sing here. These are small things, but there are thousands of them. I don't remember them all.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master, for sharing the stories.
All beings, they're so gracious, you don't know it. They're so gracious. And they bless the world, no end. It's a pity that many humans don't know it. Otherwise, they will worship the birds, they will love them, they will protect them, or they worship every other animals and protect them, They all all animals have their mission and purpose on this planet. Same with humans, they just don't realize it, and then they continue to be influenced by the negative environment or negative power, and they lost their purpose. So they have to come back again and again to fulfill that. Many things, if I remember, I would tell you, but I forgot. There are many, like gods of third level, they come and just want to look at me and pretend to come and ask for a penny for the telephone. A penny, you cannot use it for telephone, for example, like that. And then when he left, they just turn around and look at me and smiling so blissfully, for example, like that. Or anyone, like appear from nowhere just to give us a parking place, yes. And
yes,
for example,
Master.
Even recently, last month, because I don't have anyone to drive for me, I drove myself. And I drove, I'm very scared of driving. I don't drive that often anymore. When I was younger, I drive more often, but still I'm not a very how you say, professional driver, because I don't drive that much. So I'm scared, but I had to drive because I have to go from one place to another to do meditation according to the newfound connection. And one time I went to a place, the car park is full, but there is a park place in the middle of 2 rows of cars. Yes, 2 rows of cars. Any good driver, any normal driver will be able to whack in there and park in the middle, but I could not. I would bump into all the car and then the police will come. You understand me? When I'm driving, all the heavens is awake, My God, she's driving again. We have to do something, And I make joke with my assistant. I say, whenever I drive, the St. Peter is always anxious to wait for new souls to arrive. And whenever I drive, I pray for all protection, not for me, but for everybody on the road when I'm driving. So I could not drive to park in the middle of the 2 rows of cars. So I was standing there, and there was a young man. He parked on the last row, which is next to the bush, which is easy, like go direct in. No have to turn left, turn right, and back up, back down. You know what I mean? Yeah?
Yes, okay, Master.
Right. And he saw me sitting in the car, hesitating. He said to me, I will drive my car into the middle there, and you drive your car here. He lent me his direct parking place, which is easy for me. All I do is just give gas, go in there, stop the car, block, and go. See what I mean?
Amazing, Master.
Yeah. And then I parked the car, and then I gave him 1 watermelon. He took it graciously. I say, 1 for you, I have another one. 1 for you, 1 for me. Yes. And he took it graciously. He smiled. And then when I take my luggage, because I have a shopping car, I put my, necessity inside and some vegetable. Yeah. And then when I try to take that car out of my trunk to go and then lock my car, I turn around, I don't see him anymore. The park place is small, and the street is just like a cul-de-sac, small. He cannot disappear anywhere. There's no house around, no side street, nothing.
Wow.
And then I realized where he's from. Yeah. For example, like that, there's always
amazing, Master.
Oh yeah, they have to help me. What else? How else can I live? I'm such a small woman. I have to do many things myself. I don't have time to shopping, so sometimes I just eat anything, But if you guys have a chance, have a choice, then eat more healthy, okay?
Yes, Master.
Because sometimes I have to eat raw instant noodle. Meaning you don't cook it. You just take it out from the packet and chew it, crispy like.
Oh, Master.
Yeah. No need the packet, the spice in it, no need to cook, just eat it. The noodle in the package, yeah?
Oh, yes, Master.
Yeah, that's really raw instant noodle. My God, I'm telling you. I need to use it as extra cells, before I meditate. That's why I didn't have time to shop. Sometimes I had to leave in the middle of the night or after midnight or 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. No shops open, and I can't take a lot of things with me. I'm small. I can't carry a lot of things. I was hoping there was some big shoulder to be my drivers, but there are always some problem with the so-called drivers, and so I end up driving alone. Understand me? Yeah? Rather than having problem. I'm busy. I'm a busy woman. I told you I'm busy sitting doing nothing. Yeah, strange woman, huh? Okay. I need to be sitting doing nothing. That's what I'm busy at. And so I drive, I'm very not proficient in driving though. I drive very, very slow, carefully. I have to. Even then, I scratched the curb and, sometimes. And sometimes I have to stop because I need to rest and then continue to drive again. I had to rest even just for 30 minutes afterward because the concentration on this physical environment is very taxing to me.
Yes, Master.
Having to keep my mind on the road and all around, it's really, really exhausting for me sometimes. You can't understand it because you guys are good drivers and you guys driving are your stuff, you know. It's not my stuff, not anymore. I'm getting, my physical body getting older now. And also my concentration is less on the physical and more on the ethereal. Therefore, it's very tiring for me to drive, even a small car.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, sorry, complaining. I didn't really complain.
That's so dangerous for you, though.
It is,
We hope God can get you a Superman driver.
But I had no choice. Sometimes I had no choice. Truly, I had no choice. Sometimes I have one or two assistants, but they have to take care of dogs while I'm running. Understand?
Yes, Master.
They're all for dogs. Nobody cooked for me. Nobody cleaned for me. Nobody washed my clothes for me. I do everything myself.
Yes,
Understand?
Master.
Understand? Yeah. Most of other people are go out to work in a loving hood, loving shop, loving whatever. You see what I mean? Yeah. And you guys are
Yes, Master.
busy there. Even if you're not in television anymore, you're doing other stuff. You see, to spread out the news in the world and check out internet for positive news and all that. And you're busy there. And even if I have one or two assistants, it's for dogs. Okay.
Yes, Master.
Not for me. Not for me. So I had no choice. I really had no choice. And sometimes I thought I have a person here. He looks strong and big and he speaks English. And so he drives well. So, this would be it. But it's not it, you know.
Sometimes the ego or personal habit get in the way. Normally, it should be okay. It's just in some urgent situation, this is not conducive or favorable to my situation. So I just drive it myself. I drive the car myself.
Yes, Master.
I never know. Humans are not always stable, okay? Yeah. Even if I have one, I never know if I have it or not have it. And then it's even worse because sometimes I thought, okay, he's still there, but he's not. You see, and then I planned this and that, and then I had to suddenly I have to be all alone with the things that's supposed to be done with two people. Suddenly I'm all alone. And it's worse than, if I was prepared or know in advance that I am alone. You see what I mean? Yeah?
Yes, Master.
I is never sure anything, never sure. So I do what I can whenever I can. It's fun to be afraid.
Master, we pray for you and thank you very much for all you do for us in the world.
You're welcome. Your name is like the Prince of England, Prince Charles. But
Thank you, Master.
Yeah,
Thank you.
But you are the
so much.
Black Prince instead.
You
look like
Master.
a prince. Yes, you're noble. You're noble like a prince. You're doing noble work.
Well, you teach us to do good and be selfless, so I try.
Yeah, that's what the prince is supposed to do. Okay? Yes. But I always prefer affectionately call you chocolate because your skin look like chocolate.
It's a much better name, Master.
Yeah, okay. All right, love. Just a name.
Master,
Tell me.
could you please tell us about one of the happiest moments of your life?
Oh, the happiest moment in my life. Oh, sorry, I don't remember, honey. I don't remember if any moment are happier than others. But I do have happy moments. I remember I'm the happiest when I give things to people when they need it. And I know that they need it, and I know that they're happy to get it. then I'm very, very happy. But
Yes,
I don't know
Master.
the happiest moment. I'm maybe sometimes happier than other time. It depends on the people's need. If I do give it personally, do you understand? It's happier than when I give it through the disciples or when I instruct, like I always instruct Sihu to give donation or go relief to the disaster victims. I always instruct them to do it. But at that time, I'm more sad than happy because many people are affected and some people are injured and some people are lost. Under such a situation, I'm more sad than happy. But of course, I know that they're going to be happy a little bit if they receive it. But it doesn't comfort me in those situations when many people die. You know, we all die someday or another, but they die in such a suffocation, you know, like landslide, collapse, or earthquake, bury them alive, and our children suffer and all that. This is terrible for me to bear. So even if I give donation through disciples, I don't feel happy, not that happy. But for example, if I give somebody on the street and he was cold and hungry, and if I take him to a restaurant, feed him right away and see the smile on his face and give him my coat or my clothes to immediately relieve him from the cold and give him money to go buy more, and I see this happiness on him, then I'm very happy. It's more personal, understand? It's more personal.
Yes, Master.
Yes. Or if I go to the dog shelter and see the dog is sick and they don't have enough money to buy medicine for him, I give and the staff are so happy, say he's going to get an operation right now that he needs, for example, like that. And then I come back and the dog are wagging tail and running around after operation, well and good. Then that is really happy for me. It's more personal. I can see it. You see what I mean? I can see the positive
Master.
result. But otherwise, I don't know when I'm more the happiest moment of my life. I don't remember truly. I was happy when I married to my ex-husband. I was happy living with him. Yeah, I was happy when he wrote to me saying, please come back, you are my wife, come back. After 4 or 5 years of separation and divorced, he still wanted me back. I'm happy, but it's not like happiest time. I don't remember, okay?
Thank you, Master.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. Master, I think we don't have any more questions.
No? Wow. Miracle.
But we have some good news to share from around the world.
Oh, wow. Please tell me. We need that.
She will start with the first good news.
Okay.
Hi, Master.
Yeah.
With regards to peace,
Yes.
Iran completed the process of eliminating enriched uranium.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a step closer to a nuclear-free world.
Yes.
We hope.
Oh,
And,
sure. Sure.
We also hope North Korea will improve in that direction too.
Oh,
But
good.
one
Yes.
good news is that tourism to North Korea has been growing each year for the past several years, which seems in line with the advice that Master gave before, that North Korea should be more open and share and exchange more with the free world.
Yes, so that we know them. Yes. And love them more. Yes. So it's good?
Yes, Master.
Mm.
Yes, and the next news is that we've been hearing about some good leaders who are down to earth, like Nepali Prime Minister Sushil Koirala. He's famous for his very simple lifestyle.
Good for him. Good for Nepal. Good example. Yes.
Yes, Master. And the Indonesian president-elect, Joko Widodo, he was from humble backgrounds, and he rose to be an inspiring leader for the people with a very clean reputation.
Good.
Yes, and also in Italy, Master,
Yes.
the Prime Minister Matteo Renzi, he had the government's luxury cars sold off on eBay.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yes.
He also wrote to me a little note by hand. Yes.
Oh.
He's very, very kind, very humble person because I don't know if any prime minister would wrote me a hand note like that. Also, the prime minister of Canada also wrote me a hand note, say, "Oh, thank you for extending blessing all the way to Canada." And the present prime minister of Italy also wrote me a hand note. My God, they're so nice people. They're so nice. Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. Yes.
So it seems to be like Master has said. It seems that as the world gets better, so do the leaders.
Yeah, they will come out. Yes, I told you guys that you can't always blame a leader. You know, it's a collective consciousness of the whole nation that produce one kind of leader or another. Even if the good leader is right there, they won't vote for them, or they won't. So the leader may be obscure to them, or maybe don't come out, or have no chance to come up. You see? But if the consciousness of the whole country is good, then it's good. Canada is a very good country, humanity-wise, human rights-wise. So they deserve good leaders, yeah? And Italian, I tell you what, I love Italy. They are so good to animals. They produce a lot of vegetarian dog food, and it's full of nutrition and good research to make it, beautiful. My dogs, when they eat dog food, they eat Italian dog food, vegan. Yes, and they make a lot of vegan croissants, vegan chocolate, vegan chocolate ice cream, vegan all kind of vegan cheese, vegan. Oh, the Italian people, they're so good, really.
Very good.
I also like Italy a lot, for many different reasons. People are friendly, and if they did something to you and you bring them some gift, they just accept them so graciously, They never question why, they never doubt your intention. I like the people. Also, the doctors in Italy, they are ethical. They are very superb, and they're so compassionate, loving, and caring. Very kind doctors. Yeah, one time I had to go to an emergency in Italian hospital, just a small hospital. And they treated me right away. They don't ask for ID, nothing.
Wow.
That's a good one. And then after it's all done, I say, okay, how much do I have to pay you now for your hospital? Because I'm not Italian and I don't have insurance here. He said, no, you don't have to pay anything. It's okay. Just a small treatment. You don't have to. I said, but I have to. You're a hospital and people have to pay tax for it and all that. He said, no, never mind. We're happy to pay tax for you. This is a young doctor who told me this.
Wow.
It's a she. And he said, all right, never mind. We're happy to pay tax for you. I said, yes, but I have to contribute because I don't have insurance here. Please let me pay now. Oh, why you don't let me pay? She said, oh, you suffer enough. We're just happy to make you feel better. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's just a small treatment.
Wow, amazing.
Ah, yes. And, it's not about the money or anything. It's about the way she talked like that. I was so touched and I don't know what to do. So I say, well, okay, then I just have to bring some gift here to the hospital. And she said, oh, no need. Really. We're just happy to make you feel better. Because you suffer enough. Why you have to pay and why you have to do anything for us? We are the one who should give you happiness. You make you feel better. It was so touching the way she talked, and she really meant it. It was so sincere. So later I brought some gift there just, for Christmas, because it's Christmas. I make an excuse. I said, it's Christmas. I can give things because it's in the name of Christ. So then they accept. Yeah, but they say, we were very happy to pay tax for you, to pay tax so that you can have the treatment here. My God. Understand that? Yeah?
Yes, wow, yes.
And she was a very young doctor still, They really have been taught well, the ethical side of medicine.
Yes, Master.
And then also the veterinarian, the doctors for dogs or animals, they're so loving, caring. So loving, caring. My God. And the treatment for the sick animals or dogs or pets are very, very considerate, very, very caring, very humane.
Very good.
Yeah, for example, if the dogs has been bitten by some kind of mosquito, it's called leishmaniasis, and they only have this in Mediterranean area. And the treatment is sometimes very, very, very painful in other country. For example, if the dogs already contracted this infection from the leishmaniasis mosquitoes, then in some other country, maybe nearby, they would give him twice a day injections.
Oh.
Very painful. But in Italy, they will only give them, like syrup to take once a day for a month. For example, like that. And if the dogs have cancer, for example, they have radiation treatment and chemotherapy. But very, very kind and very loving, very considerate. For example, in other country or maybe some neighboring country that I know, I don't want to mention it, of course, they would lengthen its treatment for like 1 month. You have to go and get a hotel somewhere and stay for 1 month or more. But in Italy, they try to pack their schedule for you, or within only 2 weeks.
Wow.
They inconvenience themselves even to work so that the treatment get faster, so that you can bring your dog home quicker. That's number one. And chemotherapy in other countries, maybe, or in other place, you probably have to have IV injection to the dogs, and it take about half an hour or something. But Italy, they just give you medicine, tablet to take.
Wow.
Really, many things consider. The Italian countries, people are very, very humane, very friendly. I like them very much.
Yes, Master.
If the dogs go to the vet and all that, I would always, sometime in the middle of treatment or in the middle of visit, sometimes they have to visit, several times. In the middle of that, I would bring gifts, some small things, snacks, say, and thank you letter, just for de-stressing. And mostly they would say, oh, no, don't need, and all that. Italian vet, no. They always accept it with happiness and smile, gift, big gift or small gift. They say, wow, we never had such big gifts before. Thank you. Lovely. Just like that. They're so gracious people. They make you happy even just receiving your gifts, They don't make a lot of fuss, or they don't, meaning they just so simple, and honest and just happy.
Yes, Master.
I guess Italian have a lot of sun or something, or it's just the system of Italian government, or, the ethical system in Italy is to be applauded, is to be admired, and maybe to be copied.
Right, Master.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling it here. Maybe some other country would consider updating their treatments for animals or for humans. All the doctors in Italy that I met, they're so kind, so loving, so kind, so comforting. Even like blood tests, for example, blood tests. If I go to blood tests in Italy, because before I was very ill for one time, several years ago, and I go blood test, and the doctor would do it himself, and so gentle that you don't even feel it. And he do it so carefully and gently, and just one time.
Wow.
In many other places I went before, for different reasons, blood tests, they do it several times and cannot do it and have to do it again and again in different places, and so painful. And I said to the doctor, why is it you do it so gently? I don't even feel anything. And in other places, they normally do several times until they got it right. And it's very painful as well. I mean, I don't complain. I normally can bear it. But it's painful, and you do it so gentle and so nicely, and I don't feel nothing. He said, yeah, other places maybe they don't consider, because this is not their own skin. This is not their own flesh, that's why. And he laughed, and I also laughed. I said, oh, thank you, doctor. I wish they all think that, they are the one who get blood tests, to get the needle stick into their flesh instead of myself. It's just small thing like that, just to let the patient feel so good, really good. Any doctors at all that I have been to, compared to other places I have been to, they are so good. And the vet, they're really humane. They're really for their job. And I heard that in Italy, the exam for doctors are very, very strict. Maybe that's why.
I see.
Because they want to make sure that the doctors are there for treatment, for loving care for patients, either humans or animals, not for making profit.
Right, Master.
And, even the police in Italy, they are so kind and so polite. one time I was driving in Italy, through Italy, and then I had no park place. I just stay in the curve of the, in one side of the street and stay in the car because I can't park. I need to go in one place and I could not park the car. So I keep calling the people to come out, but they didn't come out to talk to me on the street instead. So I just have to wait there. And then the policeman saw that and he said, okay, I'm going to move my car now and you can park in my place. Imagine.
Wow, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and then he moved his car immediately and his colleagues were looking so that he can move his car backward. And then he said, now there you go. You can go park. He speaks in Italian, but then he knows that I don't understand. And then he speaks in English. Perfect accent. And I thought the people told me that the Italian people don't like to learn English and most Italians don't speak English. That is not true. I went any shop, they speak English to me. I mean, not all of them speak like perfect and a lot, but they do try to speak English and they really are very accommodating.
Yes, Master.
And they are very, very kind to the tourists, very kind to the foreigners in any case, yes. And one time, I was staying in Italy in a house. And then because the neighboring country, I don't know what happened. They talk bad things about me.
Oh, no.
And then somehow it spilled all over to Italy as well. And the police came all over. And after they found nothing, at all, they found that I donated a lot to different organizations in Italy.
Ah, I see, Master.
Normally, I didn't even tell you this. You didn't even know.
Right, Master.
But they found it now because there's some receipt inside my bag. I put it in a bag somewhere and I haven't room it away because it's new reason. And they found it and then they tell each other in Italian. But I understood some because the organization's name, like Red Cross, for example, like that. And it's not even in my real name, but they knew it is me.
Wow.
And they even thanked me. And then when, after we went to the police station, mugshot and everything.
Whoa.
And they know that I'm innocent. And then they were so kind. And they invite me to their office and say, they asked me how to watch the Supreme Master television on the computer. At that time, we still have the Supreme Master television. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know how. I really don't know. And I said, okay, maybe one of my friends here would show you. They are computer genius. I know nothing about computer. Please forgive me. And they said, and before that, they said, you can come in our office. You sit here now, you sit here. And they let me sit on their seat, the one and only in the seat in front of computer, They say, you are the police now, you can sit with us. Oh, so kind. And I need to go to the bathroom. They don't let me.